Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Fans Dugout. We're here today for Rajasthan Royals versus Kings 11 Punjab. Both the teams are still in contention for a place in playoffs, and given the way Kings have been performing in their last few matches, the second half has been an absolute roller coaster for them. It's been amazing. They've found their form back. They've won all the games on a trot, and it's going to be an interesting clash between both these teams to see who goes ahead in the race for playoffs in today's match. KKR's loss yesterday definitely gives a boost to both of them, and I think fans would be desperately praying for Rajasthan to win today so that KKR still have this hope of making it to the playoffs because Kings are in a better position right now. So let's see how today's match goes, and we'll start with the predictions, and we'll start with what you think about today's match. So let's start with the Kings 11 fan. Let's start with Ishwinder. Ishwinder, how do you think Kings will play today, and what are you expecting from your team today?
Today, like 5 teams are against us.
Yeah.
Delhi Capitals, Royal Challengers Bangalore, Rajasthan Royals. Actually, we are playing with them today, and KKR and Sunrisers Hyderabad. Because if we win today, we're gonna reach number 2 or number 3 today.
Yeah.
Because our net run rate is better than Delhi Capitals. So I think we are playing with 5 teams today. And 5 teams, fans praying that Rajasthan Royals gonna win today, but still, ek, still we gonna win.
I'm pretty sure, given how Kings have been performing in the last few matches, I don't think anyone are in a proper form to stop them. They've been
शेर अकेला होता है, तो शेर अकेला ही है.
Yep. Moving to you, Tapan, what are your thoughts on how Kings will play today, and what's at stake today for Kings 11 today?
Well, सवा लाख से एक लड़ा हूँ. So, be it any team, everyone is pitting against Kings 11 Punjab today. But I think it's going to be 6 out of 6 for Punjab today because we have the firepower and we are on a roll. It's going to be our night.
Yeah, it's been amazing so far from the Kings, and as we all expected them to be in the top 4, I think it's about time that they're in the top 4. So I guess it's been amazing so far from them, and definitely waiting to listen what the Rajasthan Royals fans have to say today. Let's start with Mr. Surinder, sir. What are your thoughts on how today's match is going to go and how Rajasthan will have to play today?
It's going to be a very difficult game. It's the form team. They are winning comfortably most of the matches, batting well, bowling well, fielding absolutely best in the IPL. Punjab's fielding. But for us, it depends which Rajasthan Royals turns up. I'm thinking probably no changes. Maybe Rajput out and somebody else in. I'd try the spinner today. But I think if we are chasing, we've got a chance. But if we are bowling, batting first, I'm very fearful today. So I want to be confident, and I think if we have our magic comes up, if Stokes and Sanju come up, then we can beat any team. But their bowling is exceptional, and their batting is really good. Because if one person fails, like KRL fails, the batsman Mandeep steps up. So they've got the whole package. And I said at the start, I thought Punjab would finish in the top 4, and I think they will. But we have to win. We just have to win the game. So we have to win these 2 games. KKR lost yesterday, which was a massive boost for us. But we have to win. So let's hope that it's a good game and we come on top.
Yep. And moving to you, Dinesh, what are your thoughts on how Rajasthan would play today, and what would be they playing for today?
Yeah, let me be so honest. Let me call a spade a spade. It's going to be a challenging game because of the fact that the kind of games Kings 11 Punjab had put up in the last 5 and the kind of victories they have put on the board. It's really going to be challenging. I, being a Royals fan, I always wish to see Royals to be winning the match against Kings 11 Punjab. But being a ideal cricket fan, it's really going to be a challenging thing for Royals to win today's match. So, according to me, if you ask me, do not consider the past of your opponents and past of your own self. That's the way Royals will have to be playing this match, because if you look at the recent past of Royals, you had been winning, you had been losing. Whereas if you look at the past of the opponents, that is Kings 11 Punjab, they had 5 straight wins actually. They're on a roller coaster, right? They're on a winning streak. So what I would say is consider one game at a time. Do not look at your past. Do not look at the opponent's past. Play a sensible game. I mean, keep a challenge on always. Play to the most of the potential, and you're on the game. That's what I say. It's going to be a challenging game. I would totally agree to the fact, being so honest. But yes, if Royals are able to put up a good show, and it's a big boost. Having said that, Ben Stokes and Sanju Samson have arrived into the party. If they could just go on and hang on with the kind of game that they had played in the last couple of matches, then it's going to be a challenging game for Kings 11 as well, because we are going to be putting a tough challenge ahead of them. And I still feel it's anybody's game. Though I'm a Royals fan, and I wish to see Royals to be winning today's match. Calling a spade, and to be honest, it's going to be a 50-50 deal for today's match. And I hope Royals will take will have a head start to that match.
Yeah. And moving to your opinion, what's your take on today's game? How do you think it'll be played today, and who do you think might come out on top?
Well, the momentum is certainly with KXIP. There's no doubt about that. But Rajasthan Royals managed to jinx Karen Pollard's 15 wins on the trot. So expect fireworks here as well. But yes, I must say that Anil Kumble and team has done a wonderful job turning things around for KXIP. They've finally figured out a settled bowling lineup. They've finally figured out that it's good that Chris Jordan has come back to form. He was that one link, the one weakest link. The fifth bowler was being the problem, and they've managed to get overs from Maxwell as well. He's coming handy somehow or the other. So that's the thing with the Punjab team. But regarding us, we are also coming with Ben Stokes in form. So that is a huge boost for us. 3 years, and this is the first time Stokes has performed for us. So I hope that it stays on for a while. Dhawan scored consecutive centuries. I just hope Stokes also tries to maintain that. But the thing is that Punjab has KL Rahul, and I think Mayank Agarwal will be coming back. And KL Rahul has always performed well against us, so I'll be wary of that. And then there's Chris Gale. So who do you really think about sending, considering our Indian bowling lineup is subpar at times, and rather most of the times, So that's the thing. I think Punjab does have a heavy hand, but then you don't know with this Rajasthan team. If a Tewatia can do what he did, then who knows? Maybe somebody might just raise his hand and change the game for us.
Rajput against his old team.
And moving to you, Ishwinder, are you expecting any changes from Kings today?
I think if Mandeep is fit today, he will walk in. Otherwise, all things are sorted. Our bowling is looking decent. They are gonna ball good Yorkers. Arshdeep is bowling fearsome, and Shami is backing up as well. Our spinners look as decent as always. Murugan Ashwin firing, and young Ravi Bishnoi also chipping in. So I think our bowling is sorted. Everything is sorted. But if Mayank is fit, he will come in for Deepak Hooda.
Yep.
I feel as looking the Mandeep's performance in the last match, we can't drop him.
Yeah.
It would be challenging to push him down the order because his ideal position is batting up the order. But still, I think if Mayank is fit, we have to get him into the 11 because he's a match winner, and he scored the 52 balls, 106 against Rajasthan at Sharjah the last time we played Rajasthan. So I think he will walk in if he is fit.
Yeah. And moving to you, Tapan, do you agree with those changes, or do you think your team will stick with the same lineup that they played out last time?
If Mayank is fit, he has to walk in. He's a runaway match winner all by himself. If he's fit, he should be in. That's a dilemma for us. Who should be dropped? Because both Mandeep as well as Huda, they both performed.
Yeah.
That would be, that would be a little tricky who gets dumped. But I believe if Mayank is fit, he should walk in straight in. There would be no second questions asked over that.
Yep. And moving to your Rajasthan Royal fans, are you expecting any changes from your team? Let's start with Mr. Surinder.
I would like some changes, and the main change will be Rajput out, Akash Omar Kande in, play the extra spinner. But again, the problem we have with the extra spinner now is Chris Gale. Chris Gale, and against a spinner that hasn't bowled, he can get whacked. But yeah, it's going to be difficult for us. I think our batting lineup, we have to stick with Stokes opening now. Personally, I'd like Stokes and Butler to open and Robin out, and maybe an extra player in Robin's place, as in Manan Vora. But I don't think that will happen. And it's really for us is we've just got to really bat well. I think whatever score Punjab get, we have to bat well and beat that score, because I think if Punjab, if we bat first, we were in trouble. And obviously with Archer at the start, if Archer's on fire, then we could take 2 or 3 quick wickets and then put the middle order to Punjab for a test. That's the way we've got to go. So it's going to be interesting. I'm expecting one change, but whether that change happens, I'm not sure.
And Dinesh, any different changes that you would like, or are you happy with the changes Mr. Surinder suggested?
The one change which I would look forward is anyone who comes ahead of Ankit Rajput. Instead of Ankit Rajput, if someone comes in like Akash Singh or beat Jay Devnakat at this point of time, because the last match Ankit Rajput has actually gone for 60 runs in his cut of 4 overs, and the pathetic factor about Royals at this point of time is that fifth bowler not performing to the expectation, not rising up to the occasion. So if it was Jaydev Unadkat who was bowling the death over against RCB, he was smashed for 25 runs by AB de Villiers, and just before that, till 18th over, it was all Royals game, and we just replaced him with Ankit Rajput. And you saw the other night what happened in the battle against Mumbai Indians, where actually he went for as many runs as possible in the over against Hardik Pandya. So I would say if Steven Smith is so confident that Ankit Rajput has got some skills and some talents and some go-to deliveries, some stock deliveries, which could really prove effective in today's match, he could really go with Ankit Rajput if he is 100% confident with him. Rather, if he is not confident, I would prefer to go with Jaydev Unadkat for the experience that he has in all these IPL seasons. And even if not, if he is so confident that someone like Akash Singh could bring the variety to the attack, because Akash Singh is a left-arm fast bowler. He is known for his yorkers and swinging deliveries. So if you're so confident, if you want to bring a shocker or a surprise to your opponents by bringing some player who's actually out of box, out of question, then you could try him as well. So that one particular spot of Ankit Rajput or Jaydev Unadkat or Akash Singh is where I'm actually looking into. And also, if you talk about the batting perspective, if you had asked me before the previous match that the Royals had played, I would have certainly gone for Ben Stokes in the middle order and someone in the likes of Sanju Samson or Josh Butler to be opening with Robin Uthappa. But if you ask me now, it's not ideal to bring a batsman back to middle order who has actually struck a century in the last match. I'm talking about Ben Stokes here. So if he's in a touch, and if the other one has, just the other one has mentioned, if he can replicate the same brilliance, just like how the one had actually done it this season, it could be a Royals game. So as of a replacement, I would call only Rajput's position as the threat. And it could be just the same team as we had in the last match. And I think that will do the trick.
Yep. And moving to European, do you agree with those changes? And also, what would be your opinion on what should Rajasthan Royals do if they win the toss? Do you think they should bat first, or do you think they should chase the game today?
Now, the problem with Rajasthan Royals is that they've taken a squad full of 25 people, the most you can have for any IPL team, and they've forgotten most of their players. This has been the problem for the last 2 seasons, and this is the problem this year as well. Clearly, they've forgotten that there is a Manan Voda who exists. Clearly, they've forgotten that they've purchased another under-19 bowler called Akash Singh, and uh, like, how do you justify replacing an Jaydev Unatkar with Varun Aaron and then replacing him with Ankit Rajput? I mean, we went against Punjab with Rajput and Unatkar in the same team. So, like, that 226 was probably 15 runs short from what had happened. I don't think they'll be. I really don't think they'll be changing their 11 right now. Unfortunately, the management probably lacks sparks because they're not interested in finding out whether the new players, whether the young players are good enough for them to keep in the next season. Unlike CSK, they're probably going to go with the same team, and it's okay, fine, if you want to go with the same team for the next 2 matches. If you want to back them up truly, might as well do that. Although I don't see most of, rather some of the Indians in that team coming back play for IPL or rather play for us next year, like Robin Uthappa or Unatkar for that matter, or Rajput for that matter. But anyway, if you want to go with them, might as well back them up. Personally, I would think about getting an off spinner right now, but unfortunately we don't have anyone. Maybe Rian Parag bowls a bit of off spin, but that's it. They've clearly forgotten that Ben Stokes can bowl as well. So I don't know what. Of course, he's been going for runs, but if you give 2 overs to Ankit Rajput and 2 overs to Ben Stokes, it might somehow manage to even out. You know. So that's the thing. I don't. I really don't think bowling, like the bowling unit, has too many ideas apart from Archer. So I'll be wary of that. So I probably would want to bat second. I'd rather trust my batsmen more and not really the bowling lineup. So,
Yeah. So, going to you, Tapan, what do you expect Kings should do? Should they bat first in today's game, or should they bowl first and chase the game later?
I would recommend chasing the game, and due factor plays a big thing. And as Upayan said, the bowling part if of Rajasthan Royals team is a weak link that we can exploit for sure. If we go unharmed by Jofra Archer's attack 4 overs, if he goes like run a ball, if we score like 25 runs off his overs and go after the rest of the bowlers. Especially you have two leggies in the squad, both Javatia and Shreyas Gopal, and we have two left-handers who are big hitters in the team in the middle order, both Chris Gale and Pooran, who can whack them around the ground if the need be. Because I think it's going to be KL Rahul night, and if Mayank comes back in, there's going to be a huge. I believe there would be at least 100-run partnership at the for the first wicket. And your bowling is the weak link. And I am little surprised why Joss Butler is not opening the batting. He's been a proven match winner for last 2 seasons with you guys, and he's been centered at number 5. Where if you want to go with Butler, that's quite. If you want to go with Stokes, that's quite okay. Instead of Uthappa, I believe your runaway match winner, which is Joss Butler, he should be getting to play the most number of balls as an opener. He should be in the middle from from ball one. It should not be that he's coming at number 5 or number 6. Doesn't make any sense to me. So yeah, as Upen said, there is some issues going on with the management. I'm not sure what they are thinking, how they are planning the games. But according to me, if you have a good enough batsman who can go 20 overs, and every one of you would agree that Joss Butler can go 20 overs. And if he goes 20 overs, he's going to take away the game from any team. Now, not just Kings 11 Punjab, be it Mumbai Indians, be it Indian national cricket team. We have
Yeah.
seen that he has won many matches for England. So this
Yeah,
is not
I
justified
think
to me.
just one thing. Actually, I think RR has figured out that Josh Butler is their main batsman. No matter how other players perform, Josh Butler is their main batsman. And the problem right now is that if he goes out, then the middle order kind of collapses, barring the first KXIP match. So what they plan to do is they plan to protect him. Like Virat did with ABD against KXIP. And it's kind of true, because you don't want Shami to get out your best batsman as early as possible, and he can do that. So I think that is probably a strategy.
Again, I would beg to differ that opinion.
It's a wrong
because
strategy, but
if your
anyway.
best batsman, if it's your best batsman, he should be getting the most number of deliveries to play, because he
Exactly.
has the chance to score well against other teams. He's your best batsman. He has the best chance to score most runs.
And
When
No, I say
Stokes said that
our problem is Smith.
opener
Smith's our problem. Smith is our problem because he's not
Smith
scoring the
is
runs.
completely out of touch. Smith is not playing well.
Yeah.
I think he should consider dropping himself and get David Miller in. That's something which captains have done in the past. He's out of touch completely, as we can see that completely. He is not. I believe he's just scored 150 in 11 matches.
Yeah, it's the way he's scoring the runs as well, which is
Yeah,
just ridiculous.
that is not up to the mark. He scored, I guess, 45 all 50.
Yeah.
But the problem we have again, our management doesn't have the balls to drop Smith, and that's the problem.
Yeah. And
I would go for
Indian-
Curran. I'd go for Curran as the extra foreigner because he's scored
And
50.
you
So
don't have good Indian middle order or opening batsman. You have Manan Vora. He's not even been tested. And he did very well for Kings 11 Punjab when he was a part of the Kings team. He did very well. I was surprised at the auction when he was not retained or when he was released by Kings 11 Punjab, because he's been a proven match winner for Punjab. He has probably 3 or 4 50s plus a couple of 30 plus scores. As an opener, that's quite that justifies your position.
Yeah.
he's the highest. He's the third highest non-capped Indian player in IPL history. So
yeah. And I would like to add to Tapan's point about giving the top batsman the most number of balls. I guess Josh Butler has proved what he's worth, and we all know the kind of batsman he is. So I think, given the experience he has, I don't think that Rajasthan Royals should, protect their batsmen. Like, he's not playing cricket for the first time. I guess he's made his statement for himself, and I think he's experienced enough to deal with bowlers. And given his experience, I think he should face the most number of balls because he's not playing street cricket. So I think protecting a batsman is not a proper choice of tactic that these guys are using. And I think he should be up there, batting for the team and proving himself day in day out, because he has that.
Nitin, but we're not protecting Josh Butler. We're protecting Robin Uthappa. That's the problem. Robin Uthappa, he can only play as an opener, so it's not a question of protecting Josh Butler. It's if Robin Uthappa plays at 4 or 5 or 6, you are just wasting one batsman. So
but that's the whole point. I don't think your team needs to protect Robin Uthappa. If Josh Butler is up there, I think he can take the game away all by himself. So even if Robin Uthappa plays down the line, he still has an option of, if Butler settles in, that's it. That's the game right there for you. So it's all a matter of Butler settling in and getting those shots in and getting the time to play those balls. So by the time he comes by the 5th wicket, so he has a lot more pressure on him to because the whole team is depending on him then, which kind of puts him in more pressure. So I guess he would be more comfortable batting in the opening.
No, we would all like Butler to open the batting and an Indian batsman to come in to play the middle order, but the management are against that idea, and because Smith is playing so bad, and if Sanju stays in for at least 3 or 4 overs, he can get the big score as well. So that's been our big problem. We haven't solved the puzzle since.
I think the bigger problem is that our management has tried to identify new openers. I mean, why on earth did they decide to identify openers out of Smith and Stokes? Baffles me, but yeah, that's what's been the biggest problem.
Yeah, but the Stokes said in his press conference that he was told well before he joined that McDonald wanted him as the opener. So this is.
Then who do you have as a good finisher? You don't have a good foreigner finisher, then no. That makes no sense. I mean, asking him to bat up.
Yeah, but again, the problem is they wanted Uthappa to be the finisher, and he's clearly shown that he's not good enough to finish. And again, he's running between the wickets. The 2 games that he cost us when he got run out, he was in touch in one of the games, and then he ran up Parag, and that cost us the match as well. So when you have 2,
it's just been a comedy of errors for us. It's just been a comedy of errors.
It's a comedy.
The term that you would say.
So yeah, that's been the story so far, and it'll be interesting to watch what tactics Rajasthan Royals play with today in today's match, and I think that will be the key point where that might make a difference between Kings and Rajasthan Royals today. And given how Kings are playing, I'm really looking forward to the battle between Jofra Archer and the openers of Kings 11 because he has been the shining star so far for Rajasthan Royals, and I hope he steps up and probably gets those early wickets in so that the Royals can put on some pressure. But yep, it'll be really interesting to see how Archer bowls to the opening batsman today, and that can probably decide the game for Royals. But apart from that,
I think we could. I think by the end of the power play on both sides, we could see who's going to win this game because I think if we take the 2 wickets early, maybe KL Rahul and even Gale or something like that, and then get into their batting, that would be interesting. But with us, we've got a problem is our death bowling. So if we could go for anything in the death bowling, but we've got to really take wickets. So the 6 or 7 are in the death for us to have any chance of winning today. So, but again, I'm really impressed with Kings 11 Punjab. That they've got the form team, they peaking at the right time, and it's going to be tough. If we can win today, I definitely think we will beat KKR in the last game, and then who knows, we could be in the top 4.
yep. So would anyone else like
I
to
think
add?
I think the Rajasthan Royals won't be breathing easy until they get down till Shami. Unless Shami gets out, I mean, I don't think the way our bowling is doing, I think we can even make match winners out of Maxwell. You can expect Shami to score a quick fire 30 or 50 against us. That's how our bowling is right now. So unless and until we get down all the way to Shami, probably give this guy, what's the leg spinner's name? Murugan Ashwin and Arshdeep Singh to bat. Probably that's only when we can breathe easy. I really don't think otherwise.
Yeah, but I think.
No, seriously, when I look at your bowling lineup, please go ahead, Aswinder.
No,
yeah,
I'm just thinking it depends on the score. If it's a big score, we put on the board, then that's the only way I reckon we can win. So get a 190, 200 score, get a lot of the twos in, and because that's the problem with Dubai and Abu Dhabi, the twos actually change the game. The team that knocks the most twos, and it's not necessarily boundaries. The running between the wickets. If Uttapa gets out quickly, then our running between the wickets is good.
After looking at your bowling lineup, I can easily say one thing. There's a kahavat in Hindi that after seeing Jofra Archer, kamane wala ek and khane wale anek. He's the only guy who's actually has some he's put some dignity in the bowling lineup. Otherwise, your bowling, especially your pacers, they have disappointed, and I'm very disappointed with the Shreyas Gopal as well. Last season, he was on fire. He was lit. And people were talking about him getting a national call up, and now he's completely lost.
The reason why I would say that is Shreyas has actually lost the touch. The reason I would say is he doesn't have that a proper leg spinner as a stock delivery. I mean, if he bowls 24 deliveries, you could see 20, 21 deliveries as
Are
googlies.
going to be googlies, yes.
Oh no! So in the last season, people have known the least about him. So any batsman who is actually facing a leg spinner would be expecting the ball to turn away. I mean, if you're a right-hand batsman, you would expect a leg spinner to be turning the ball away from him. Whereas he, being a predominant googly spinner, it's not a leg spinner. So he had actually confused the batsman, and he had got the better of the batsman in the last case. But here he becomes so. I mean, this season he becomes so much predictable that whoever who comes to play Shreyas Gopal are very much aware that Googly is the go-to delivery for Shreyas Gopal, and he is going to bowl as many Googlies as possible. And once in a while, he drops that Googly very short. So it gives the license for the batsman to go at it. So not even once in this entire season, I had seen a proper leg spinner delivery, which is actually spinning away from the right arm batsman. I have never seen that happening. And if a leg spinner is not able to bowl a proper leg spin and he goes for googlies every time, he becomes pretty much predictable. And the margin of error is so less that the batsman will go after him. So that's the problem. That's the journey of Shreyas Gopal so far this season.
And again, the issue being with us is we've used Tawatia and Gopal as defensive bowlers because we want to keep the run rates down, because all the other bowlers, bar Archer, are going for 10 to 12 and over. So if you've got three paces that are going, even with Tyagi is going for 10 and over, 10 to 12 and over. So that is really costing us. So our spinners then have to bowl to defensive fields and just keep the run rate down. Otherwise, if all our bowlers bar Archer, we'll be chasing 200 scores all the time. So that's the reason why with the spinners is they're just basically there to keep the run flow, get it to 8 and over, and hope for the best with the fast bowlers. But it's going to be difficult. And I say there is no weakness in Punjab's team because Vishnu is absolutely amazing. Shami and now Jordan. And Jordan, as if I'm coming from England, Jordan has always been a brilliant death bowler and he's now proving it. But even more is Arshdeep. Since Arshdeep has been in the team, the control that guy has for his age is unbelievable. And I'm really disappointing India didn't take him to Australia just for the experience, because I think India really need a good left-arm bowler. And I think Arshdeep is right there at the top. They're taking Kartik Tyagi for the experience. They should have taken Arshdeep as well, because India really needs a quality left-arm bowler in the T20 and also in the bit longer forms of the game. But
yeah,
again,
we do have Khalil. Khalil played a couple of matches in Australia, but hasn't showed anything proven. In the IPL as well, Khalil hasn't shown much. So I think it would be a good option to add Arshdeep into, for helping to bowl in the nets, even if bowling in the nets. Yeah,
Khalil's mental side is really bad, and you can see that on the pitch that he seems like a nutcase. And I know Johnny Best always takes say he's a complete nutcase. So, but again, I think Arshdeep, to be fair, he's put on some muscle on as well. His pace is good, but his actual execution is phenomenal. And I think we should take him next year in the auction. Yeah, you give him to us. Salu भी कोई है ना help कर दो, मदद करो है ना, तो कोई ने बढ़िया bowler है, सानू भी एक दे दो.
No, seriously, they can give us Karun Nair also. They don't need him anymore, right? I mean, they've got a compact batting order. Give us Karun Nair or Deepak Hooda. Why do you need them?
Yeah,
maybe we
give us Joss Butler.
You can give us
Joss Butler and Jofra. Joss Butler and Jofra.
You're going to play Stokes and Maxwell in the same 11. That's just unfair.
We can exchange any Indian with Jaydev Unatkar. That's what I say.
Sorry, man. We are not taking him.
Don't worry. We'll release him and then we'll buy him for 1 crore.
We don't even want him for free. Don't worry. We only will release him and then we'll buy him. That's the same. That's the only thing.
Do you know why you guys have been paying him so much money? Because Preeti Zinta is always picking up her pedestal for him. I'm not sure why, but she is.
I genuinely think he's a money laundering scam for the Royal owners. I really think he's a money laundering scam.
Yeah, the Royals used to release him, take him for 12 crores, and then release in the next auction, take him for 8 crores, and then release him again, take him for 2 or 3 crores. And this time they may be getting him for the base price that he had said. So that will be the only difference in the auction.
Do you remember 3 or 4 years back in the auction, Kings 11?
Just have 1 minute. We just have 1 minute.
We're even out of 1 minute, so we probably have 20-25 seconds. So I'll definitely see you guys the next time, and we'll keep these conversations going on. But thank you so much for joining in today, guys.
Great talking to you, KXIP.
Yep.
Same here, guys. Take care.
See you guys the next time.